coming. It's here. Got another good team today. Ole Miss Rebels. Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna get started.
Dabby
Ole
Cavs, low
Miss,
key
Pete
favorite.
Golding.
Kong, this is low key Dabby Cavs. He's an Aggie, but I have a feeling low key he's going to be Ole Miss fan all year.
Yeah, they got probably the best quarterback in the country. I think this team can do. You're muted, Cam. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever been able to say that.
He's
Still
still a
muted.
fucking guy. I fucking love it.
Wake up and listen, God damn it! That's all I'm saying. Y'all better wake up and listen.
Yes, sir. Super tough schedule this year for Ole Miss. We'll see what they're all about. Pete Golding brings Ole Miss Rebels into 2025 or 2026 with big expectations. Coming off one of the craziest stories in college football ever last season, where Lane Kiffin was forced to make a business decision in the middle of the playoffs. Kiffin was told, if you want to go to LSU and make millions more than you make here, then you can't coach here through the playoffs. Even though you did all the work to get this team here, which is really shitty of the Ole Miss brass, if you ask me. I think he should have been able to coach last season. Uh, Lane Kiffin moves on to LSU. Defensive coordinator Pete Golding steps up to be the head coach, and he brings in John David Baker to run the offense. David Baker comes in from ECU, where he was doing big things last season. Quarterback room got really lucky with Trinidad Chambliss getting an extra year of eligibility after suing the NCAA. Chambliss had an amazing season at Ole Miss last year, throwing for 3,937 yards on 66% completion percentage with 22 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. This kid threw a majority of the time last season, almost 4,000 yards, and only had 3 interceptions through the whole season, which is just bonkers to me, dude. That's really hard to do. He added 527 rushing yards on 4 yards per carry and punching in 8 touchdowns on the ground. I do believe this is the best returning quarterback in the country this season. He will most definitely be a Heisman contender. Behind Chambliss is Deuce Knight from Auburn and Walker Howard, who has been at LSU, Ole Miss, and Louisiana. Well traveled for Walker Howard. His running back room has one of the best returning running backs in the country, and Kewan Lacey, who's coming off first team All-American honors with 1,567 rushing yards on 5.1 yards per carry. Lacey has a rare ability to make people miss and never gets knocked back. This kid's always falling forward after contact. If he stays healthy, he will complement the pass game again this season. Behind Lacey is Mekhi Frazier, 520 yards on 4.5 yards per carry last season at Michigan State, and JT Lindsey. Lacey is a dog. The wide receiver room drops a little bit this season, losing Deshaun Stribling and 3 other starters. They return Syracuse number 1 and number 2 receivers who combined for 1,000 receiving yards last season. They also had an Auburn backup in Caleb Odom, who is a matchup nightmare and will be the X factor for this group. Offensive line this season gets more experience as they lose 2 starters but add 4 transfers. Career starts climb to 92. They do replace both offensive tackles, but will be better on the edges in the run game. I think them replacing the tackles could end up being a problem with this schedule they got. They're running the gauntlet with this schedule. I think it's the 16th hardest schedule in the country. They need to get some continuity on that offensive line. The defensive line this season loses Harris and Princewell, but have 5 of the top 8 back and add 5 transfers. They're more experienced, and defensive coordinator Brown feels this is their deepest and most talented group. The linebacking unit this year loses a couple pieces, but they add 4 transfers, including first-team Big 12 Keaton Thomas from Baylor and Luke Farrell from Cal. Defensive coordinator Brown feels this is the best group they have had since he's been there, and Thomas is the best they've had in a long time. Defensive back room is solid as they only lose 2 starters, but add starters from Florida and Auburn and are more experienced. Cornerback Kite could be a high draft pick next year. This team scored on average 36.9 points per game last season and is poised to do a lot of the same this season. I think this is one of the best teams in the SEC, and they're not being talked about like they should be. They do have the 16th toughest schedule in the country, but with all the questions on this team being on the defense, best believe Pete Golding will have that unit ready. This could be a championship team. The bets this week are going to be a little surprising to some people. Chambliss for the Heisman plus 1,300 for a half unit. I think that's an unbelievable number for Chambliss to win the Heisman. He's one of the best, probably the best returning quarterback. I believe he'll be in the room in New York in December for the Heisman talk. Ole Miss to win the national championship at plus 2,200. I think if they get on, everybody starts playing as one unit and the defense steps up. I believe a tenth of a unit on Ole Miss to win the championship to bring back a couple units is worth the play. Week 1. They play in the Music City Bowl in Nashville. I am on Ole Miss minus 6.5 against Louisville minus 115. Louisville will be a lot better this year with a competent quarterback, but I think they drop this game against one of the best in the country. It's only 6.5. I believe this line closes around 8.5, 9. Get it while you can. Ole Miss is probably going to blow Louisville out. Louisville's got a lot of new pieces coming in, including their quarterback. I think it's going to take a little bit for them to get playing as a unit. I do have tickets in week 3 when Louisville plays SMU. I got some 4th row tickets. I will be on the field when Louisville plays SMU in Louisville on September 19th for a game that has title implications in the SEC. Appreciate you guys for having me. That's all I got for you today. Everybody hit that like button. Retweet the show. I'm out.
That shit one time.